Okay, here we go.
I have the page up. Babs, your mic is off.
All right, we're live.
Live. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome
How's
to the Man
everybody?
Live. Hey, everybody. Happy
Hey,
Happy Good Friday.
Good Friday.
happy Good Friday indeed. I didn't necessarily, well, I had a cousin who passed of coronavirus today.
Aw.
And so I didn't realize that she was as old as she was. She's like one of my older cousins on my dad's side. She's my first cousin, my cousin Eloise down in Newark. So God give her soul rest. She was a good person, and she is going to be missed by her family. I think the biggest thing is, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have a service for her. Not right now.
Those are the
So,
realities of
Yeah.
coronavirus.
Yes.
And the fact that, again, she lived in Newark, heavily Black populated city, underlying health conditions. And, she was somebody who worked in the church. So I'm sure, before this really blew up, probably in a group with church.
Well,
So,
God bless her. So when we jump into this, let's introduce ourselves so people know who we are.
yeah, that's kind of important, right?
Yeah, because we really haven't done it the last 2 times we've been on here. And I was like, you know what? We actually haven't been doing that.
We should get on here and start talking.
So let's give we started off on a low note.
Yes.
And we send Godspeed to your family, Michelle.
Thank you.
Welcome to Ma'am What, the coronavirus editions, the pandemic chronicles, all of that. I'm Markeisha Ricks.
I'm Babs Rawls-Ivy.
And I'm Michelle Turner. Hey, everybody.
And you're listening to the Ma'am What
podcast. So this is our third one? This is our third one.
This is our third live version. Well, third recorded version coming to people not from the land of anonymity and podcastery where we can't see our faces, but from this platform we're like everybody else in the land of Zoom now.
Yes.
And we are streaming live on Facebook from Ma'am What Facebook page.
On the Ma'am What Nation page.
So
Tell
welcome back. Tell your friends. Come sit and join us on these Friday firesides. Bring your wine, bring your brown liquor.
Yes.
And let's
just
talk
like
trash.
Yes.
And join us with our
trash
shenanigans.
Well, I saw our sorority sister Annie Haynes last Saturday, and she said, "Oh yeah, I was listening to y'all act crazy."
We ain't acting.
Speak for yourself.
And we're not crazy. At least I'm not crazy, and I'm not acting.
Well, we know we're not acting crazy, but I'll give that to Sora Haynes because she's a sweetheart.
She is. Shout out to her. Thank you for listening, Sora Haynes.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. The fact that she is listening.
We appreciate it.
Listen at your peril.
Wow,
this is true, and that's what I said to her.
Look, especially since we're talking about sex this episode.
So here's the thing, right? Is anybody having sex during this virus?
Well, see, you messing up. You're messing up because it's not about. It's like, do you have an HSP? Do you know what an HSP is?
Yes.
It is a household sexual partner. You're like, wait, what? Like, it sounds like a tool that you keep in your drawer.
A household sexual partner.
HSP, baby.
It sounds like something that you have in a drawer somewhere that you break in case of glass. Like in case of emergency, you break the glass. I need to get to my household sexual partner. I don't have one. Well, it depends on if you expect that to be an actual person or a tool.
Well, you know what? They didn't define it. They just said whether you have one or not.
And it has to be, the defining characteristic is that it has to be in your household. You can't run out. I guess you could run
Right.
out and get it if the store is open.
Yeah,
but
well,
You probably shouldn't be inviting randoms to your house to hook up during the coronavirus. I know you lonely. I know you bored,
bored.
but you
probably.
are your safest sex partner.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, my favorite one is the woman. She gets a call from her ex.
Oh, that video was hilarious.
Gets a call from her ex, and just like a traditional booty call. I'm feeling some kind of way. I just want to check in. How you doing? How you doing? I just, we were friends and we still friends. And then he comes over.
But first she was like, I don't think that's a good idea. It's a coronavirus, which was a good instinct. You should not, even your ex, I don't care how much you miss him, you shouldn't let him come over under any circumstances.
Droplets is real.
For real. And they were sitting far too close together on that couch. Just saying. The fact that he got over her threshold is but then plot twist, the ending is so amazing.
So then she goes to the bathroom to freshen up because I guess her no turned into a yes.
or yes, she was about to be down for the cause.
She comes
STIs
back,
and coronavirus.
and homeboy has raided her fridge, took everything out the fridge and
took her toilet paper.
I was like, this is what we get down like that now. Like I read this thing on one of the other news outlets. Apocalyptic booty call.
Yeah, right.
Unless you plan on making it like your last night on Earth, because if you catch the coronavirus, it might be.
Yeah, it very well may be that.
Like, was it worth it?
Well, I always laugh.
And you know what? No missionary. No missionary.
That was the funny part, which is that, like, okay, so if you have, so to everybody out there in Facebook land listening, if you have a household sexual partner, may it be an actual person or not, but if it is an actual person, you should still, because you don't know, none of us have been tested, you don't know if you have the coronavirus, right? And so you should probably refrain from kissing, which, the people who like advocated like, oh, I don't kiss people I'm not like in love with. Those people are like, oh, I've already been practicing that kind of social distancing when I have sex. Who are these people? But you should also try different positions that are not missionary. So again, a great call to not have missionary sex.
And to be experimental
on you. To experiment. But the article also said don't have anal sex because we don't know if the coronavirus can be transmitted through stool.
Well, that's what they were saying. They said in the article, they do say that's one place that they did find it.
Well, it's not transmitted through vaginal secretions and ejaculation.
Correct.
There you go.
So
have fun, everybody. And look, if you have the actual coronavirus, don't try to have sex. Like if you're sick and you have respiratory problems, the orgasm is not gonna help that.
No. I think if you have the coronavirus, Markeisha, sex is the farthest thing from your mind. What you're really trying to do is like live and breathe.
Listen,
well, they were saying, they were saying that this kind of pandemic or any kind of pandemic or any type of earthquake or anything, seismic that disrupts your life may not put you in the mood to have sex. You may not be wanting to have sex, between your HSP, not taking a shower and staying in their pajamas, right? And the fact that you lose your job or you're furloughed, you kind of may not be in the mood.
Damn what you see in those movies.
Even though I have a good friend who her and her husband were supposed to do date night tonight, and I posted on her page, I was like, listen, you got 2 little kids at home. You might want to be careful. She was like, you know me better than that. I was like, I'm just saying, don't get all cute and y'all have date night in the backyard. Homie, like the husband puts them on the grill. They're watching a little movie outside, having a little sangria, and then you be like, coronavirus, it's a baby. I was like, don't do this. Don't do it. You got 2 school-age children. Don't do it. I was like, be careful. But
Well,
I appreciate them being in the mood.
yeah. But you know, this puts a whole different spin on, and we've talked about that before, but it puts a whole different spin on how you interact with somebody, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
now, you know, I'm kind of skeptical of really getting that close to somebody, kissing somebody, even hugging somebody, shaking somebody's hand.
Dr. Fauci is saying that we're gonna have to give up the handshake for good. Like that's a wrap. We're not doing that no more. Like we gotta Wakanda forever when we see people.
Or
head nod. Like what's up?
yeah, do the bro man.
Do
That's
the head
interesting.
nod.
Raise your eyebrow.
Or two fingers in the air.
Yeah.
Always.
Or just plain old, how you doing?
Well,
From
I
behind
sent
your
y'all
mask,
the
you can't make that as friendly because we might
I
also
sent
have
you
to
the-
wear masks in public going forward.
Yeah.
I sent you the piece on dating in this age of Corona and how they're saying go back to old school. And you know, I've been thinking a lot about every time there's some change in anything, it is always old school, right? Like
Yeah.
if you know, always have matches. Don't worry about having a lighter. Always have like hard matches. Keep a
Right.
crank radio. Right, like that's old school
Right.
stuff, right? Like
Yes.
Really and truly.
You have to have an old school can opener as opposed to the electric one.
yes, an old school watch instead of, you know, these newfangled whatever kind of digital things because they could fail you. And so
Right.
all throughout history, we've been told to keep it old school on some level, right? To be mindful. And so why not dating? So now what they're saying is take your time and talk to somebody, like have real conversation and get to know somebody because you can't, not boots, you can't, you know, it's a
And
lot
again,
dangerous
you
to
can
run
set-
and jump in somebody's bed.
and again, like the HIV AIDS days, maybe you want to take somebody's temperature
Could you
before
imagine?
you let
Could you
them
imagine
in
being
your
on a date,
house.
though? Could you imagine being on a date and like being like, hey, so can I just hold this infrared?
Yeah, can I just put this on your forehead?
And is that a violation of your person though? Like you can't just run up on somebody.
No, I did suggest that you ask consent.
Oh yeah, it's consensual. Consensual temperature taking.
David, before we go
And
any further,
you'll be asking questions like, so when was the last time you were in a large group of 10 or more?
Or have you been out of the country in 14 days?
Someone would have to ask me that question because if they clear me for takeoff, I'm trying to get out of here. Even though I'm very like, I don't want to like get on a plane again that I haven't been assured has been sanitized in some way.
Yeah.
The temperatures were taken before people got off the plane.
you
Yeah.
see people with their own cleaning solutions on the plane.
Right. Like everybody's gonna have their cleaning stuff, but I need some industrial strength cleaning to happen between flights because I feel like that once upon a time that did happen, and then they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it takes too much time to do that. We spend too much time on the ground, so we dispense with certain kinds of cleanliness." And here we are in the global
Yeah.
pandemic, and
Yeah.
so like,
Because it's all the stuff that they should have been doing. As Bab said, it's all old school stuff anyway. You know, clean the flights, you know, clean the plane between flights, you know, making sure that people are healthy enough to travel.
Yeah,
Just saying.
that's real. I mean, that's
yeah, they
real.
got us taking off our shoes when they needed to be taking our temperature.
Right.
And that was only because that cat threw that damn shoe at the president, right? Like that whole bomber thing, right? So,
Right.
Shoe
so
bomber.
imagine.
Right. I mean, you know, so what does romance look like? How do you accept being wooed in this era? Is it going to be back to candy and flowers?
Well,
Is it
I'm
going to be
already
a
being wooed.
conversation?
So this is not new and hard for me. I'm
Well, I
already
mean-
being wooed.
Right.
You don't or do?
She
I am
is.
already being wooed.
Oh, you
already-
are. But I'm just saying,
And
other
it's very
people,
old fashioned.
but
and
other people
ugly.
may not have that, so they're going to have to learn it, right? They have to pull a little something out of your pockets and be creative.
You're gonna have to be creative.
Well, I think that's a lovely thing.
It is. I agree. I think it is. I just think we've gotten so far away from it. Again, that was old school. That's what used to be done. Now I had to do that. Well, now you do. Because I don't think too many women are going to be letting you even get that 6 feet. You're not going to get.
You know
6
what?
feet.
I'm super grateful that, like, if we do have to practice some level of distancing, this should make street harassment like die. Like, hey yo, shout it. Hey yo. Let me holler at you. Bitch. Like,
well,
You're on the streets, number one.
I'm good with it.
Like,
but anyway.
When I was a younger woman, folks used to roll down the window of the car and say, hey, baby, how you doing today? What you doing? Or you always got, which I thought was
that's so wrong.
It's disgusting, but you get that.
And see, if I walk around with a mask all day, they be like, oh, she got the coronavirus. I ain't trying. You can go down the street wearing your most scandalous outfit and nobody's gonna want any because she got that mask on. So rock the shortest skirt you want, have all your side meat hanging out, but wear your mask and nobody will bother you.
Have a
Nobody's willing to risk it all though.
Have matching mask with your outfit, right? So that way, if you're gonna rock it, you rocking it well. And then somebody's gonna say, just like you said, ooh, she got the thing.
But somebody's always willing to risk it all. We lost Babs. Somebody is always willing to risk it all.
That is true. That is true.
They don't care.
But I think we're getting, whenever we come out of this, I just think that an approach with people is going to definitely change how you romance and how you talk to people and how you are approached.
You know what? Michelle. You know what else is interesting?
My daughter just came and unplugged everything.
Oh Lord.
Yes, you did.
You know what else is interesting?
Like disappear. Like shut off.
You did disappear. What else is interesting? Given the number of African Americans who are affected by this, right? And how we are dying at higher rates of coronavirus. Already like prospects tend to be limited.
Less for other reasons.
Who's gonna be left? Like that's it's a startling thing to think about, which is that like people are so.
Well, the reality of that, Markeisha, is the people those of us that are dying are out of our age range, mostly either way, younger, older. So and are very already sick people. So that's already taken it. That's already self-selecting right there.
But think about this though, given the number of people who are out of work and have health insurance connected to their employment,
right?
People who wouldn't have been sick are going to be sick, or who have had access to going to get treatment, regardless of their age, aren't going to actually feel comfortable going to get treatment. So I think it could have a more significant impact than we even know. Like we can see the impact of younger, older at this stage, but I think later on down the line, like we're going to have less quickly recovering people down the line. Like we'll be more impacted. And when you talk about the percentages of people who are killed ultimately, and the expectation is that the percentages are going to be high across the board, which means when the rest of America catches the cold, we get the coronavirus. That our numbers are going to be substantially higher in terms of the percentage of we're only 13% of the population. If we lose a percentage, good Lord, like that's a lot of people.
And I keep making big eyes because, you said it's not necessarily in our age range. Well, I am over the age of 60 and between the age
Oh,
of
that's right, you
65
are.
Exactly.
He said, that's right, you are.
baby. Absolutely. So, for me, that puts an even different spin on things, because if I were looking, and I still am to date, then I gotta go younger. And if somebody finds out I'm 60 plus, you'll be like, nah, because you can get sick.
You're like, but I survived the first wave though. Look at me, I'm
I
strong.
survived the first wave. I'm strong. I'm Kanye strong. Well, not Kanye.
Is that gotta be part of our resume now? Like, look,
Like survived the coronavirus pandemic in 2020.
I
Just
survived
get
the AIDS epidemic. I survived Corona.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like,
Get
if
you
none
a
of that
picture.
shit got me.
Survivor.
Oh my God. I think this president has made America the island, and we are all players on Survivor right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is his reality show, folks.
And it's such a bad show.
It is a bad reality show.
Cancel the season, November. Let's get the cancel.
Well, hopefully we will do that in November. We will cancel the first run, the first season,
And
of
get a
this
new
bad
show.
reality show.
Get a new show.
Like,
The
all
whole
right,
new cast.
new show. New show,
The
new
whole new
players.
show.
We got clean house. It's just a whole new show.
Yes,
Whole new
I-
show, whole new cast of characters.
I mean, I think you make a good point, Markeisha, about thinking about the repercussions, the long stretching repercussions of this virus on our everyday practical lives, particularly
Mhm.
in our dating lives. And I think, Michelle, you're right. We're going to have to get more creative about
Are you freezing, Babs? Are you seeing Babs freeze?
how
No,
Okay, she's freezing on my side. Maybe it's mine. Oh, hi.
the loveliness of live show.
Because she's freezing on my end. But
I see you, Markeisha.
Yeah, she's frozen.
Okay.
Okay.
Babs, you're frozen, sis. All
Yeah.
right, y'all, this
Gotta pay her cable bill.
is what happens in real life.
There's too many people on right now, right? It's Good Friday.
Run out the days. Like if you met somebody now,
Uh-oh. Babs, you just totally disappeared. And we can't hear you now.
Where are you, Barbara?
where are you?
In the
Am I
vortex?
taking no space?
Hey, she's back.
Are your kids
Oh,
on the
saying,
electronics
Babs.
right now?
Oh, they might be all over the place.
Tell them
You
they
know
need
what?
to get off for like 30 more minutes.
They might be running my damn Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he's totally frozen.
Again.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Oh, Babs.
And now Markeisha's frozen.
Am I? 'Cause I'm
Yes.
not frozen on my end.
Okay, now you're not.
Weird.
Well, it's gonna be
Left
a
and
whole-
right, one up front, one in there, right?
What's going on, Babs?
Is she gone again?
Oh, you back?
Ghosted. Like that little cartoon you had to explain to me. I was like, why does he keep leaving? Like, what is happening?
Being ghosted, right?
Like, I do not
Barbara
understand.
ghosting us?
Like
I
he's
did
not
not
touched up by the
understand
matrix.
that concept. I didn't understand ghosting. Now that I'm actually doing it, I get it.
Part of the club, part of the club. But what were you saying, Babs?
Yeah, we totally missed the last like 10 seconds, 20 seconds.
Oh, that you know what? If you met somebody, you couldn't even go on a date. You couldn't go on a date.
Oh,
You couldn't even walk in the
you could
park.
be clever though. You could go on a Zoom date. Like you
I mean, I've been on a Zoom date, but I'm saying for people who
but
are
like
not,
no, you couldn't be in person together.
you can be in person. So you'd have to be creative, and you have to be creative on these Zoom dates, like because this requires conversation. Like, you ain't gonna sit there and stare at each other, right? You gotta come with some
Yeah.
something.
There was an article I read where the couple had been dating before the virus. They kind of, knew each other's favorite spots to eat. So they ordered their meals separately and met at the beach, but stayed in their cars and ate, and then talked to
Yeah,
each other
I saw
like
that.
through the window. Yeah.
That
So I
is-
thought that was creative.
you know what? People are gonna have to bring back like old school courting then.
Yeah, really. I think that's what it's gonna be. Cause to get close to somebody, you really gonna want to know them.
Right. Like you're gonna be like, oh, so did you get that health checkup? Like we have all their personal business. So,
Yep.
I got tested for coronavirus. I got my coronavirus vaccine whenever we
I
get
got my papers.
I'd love to see yours. But that also brings up another challenging reality, because I think like these days, like people are like getting kind of deep into like, oh, what's your credit score like in terms of like dating people long term. And so this, if we go on the same way that we continue as a country as far as healthcare is concerned, you're going to know like, oh, I have, this kind of employment, but my employment doesn't provide health insurance. So I haven't been able to get tested for the coronavirus, or, I'm waiting for the local clinic so I can get tested. So it's really going to like getting that deep down in the weeds will like tell people about their socioeconomic status, where you could just kind of meander along before that really becomes, you'd be like, wait a minute, you got 6 roommates? Like that's what
And
over their house.
does that make you more or less unattractive as a potential partner if you are in that scenario, Markeisha? Like, would you date a guy who?
Not for me, but I know for
healthcare?
some women it does, particularly for some women who, have their own stuff or whatever. And I mean,
And look, after this, everybody's credit's gonna be hit. It's gonna take some people longer to get their credit scores back to where they need to be.
people are going to be
I don't think that's a realistic part of the conversation right now, because everybody's gonna take a hit. So you got to think in terms of health.
Yes, but
And
like
whether that
we're in a
person-
country where access to health is very much tied to where you work, and some people are going to be out of employment for a really long time. So that's another
Absolutely.
aspect. Dating usually costs money. Right now, it doesn't cost any money, but dating usually costs money. A lot of people don't date because they can't afford to.
Well, people are gonna be standing 6 feet apart in the parks. Because that's gonna be your cheap date. You're gonna be standing 6 feet
But
apart.
that should have been
Someplace
not
like
the
Edgerton
part,
Park.
prior to all of this. That should have been a good date anyway. A date to the park is perfectly fine by me. To the beach, like
Yeah, but 6
we're
feet
blessed.
apart,
We live in- huh?
6
Say
feet
that?
apart, though. 6 feet apart.
No, not
Yeah.
6, but prior to. So what I'm saying is that, dating usually costs money. It never really had to cost money, but people being their bougie selves made it cost money. You could have gone to the park before coronavirus and you could have stood together, actually. You could have held hands on the beach. You could have went for a hike. You could have done all of these things. Now
Yes, you could have.
together, but separately.
Now, different ball game, baby. 6 feet apart and park in Edgerton Park with your sandwich and your beer.
You both were like, cheers.
Shouting, hey, so how's it over there?
Like, I'll walk away so you can come see. Oh, Babs, your favorite place, the Party Rose Garden. Like, could you imagine going on a separate but together date there? Like, the roses in this corner are really nice.
But you know what? It would be quite Victorian, because the way the rows are, I could stand in a row and they could stand in a row, and we could talk across, right? As long as we stay rows apart. That would be quite romantic, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. I think highly of something like that. Or you bring your chairs and you sit 6 feet apart.
Or you wear your mask.
Yes. Bring your mask and your chairs.
No, wait though. So what if when you finally meet or you agree, so say for some reason their video camera wasn't working the times that y'all have been talking, but you agree to meet at the Rose Garden and the person is masked up and you don't ever see the lower half of their face.
Oh God.
So you gotta make good eye contact.
Well, the problem is, since bruh man don't have any health care, what's that smile really looking like?
Gotta take what you gotta get, man.
Hopefully you would have had some Zoom interaction.
But no, what are you like? No, my camera's broke.
That's gonna be a problem. So are
You
you
know how
guys?
trash people are. You be like, send me
Bruh.
some pictures, right? You know how trash people are. They be like, send me some pictures, and they send you pictures from 20 years ago. They send you pictures from 20 years ago, and you're like, oh, attractive, I think. I'm like, send me some pre-coronavirus pictures.
Send me something current, like
Oh, you're gonna send me
yesterday.
a picture of him with his mask on.
Are you gonna have to request it mask less?
Oh gosh.
Mask less pictures, please. Only.
Yeah.
And smile.
And smile.
It's becoming quite complicated. It's becoming
Listen,
quite complicated. Dating in
nobody
the age
wants
of
to
Corona.
surprise.
We want Corona diaries now. We want how I spent my Corona summer. Well, people are still out there doing it, and people have been very creative. And I've been watching some of these Corona love stories closely, and people are being quite creative with the way that they approach this. So I will give people some props. You know, they're out here trying to figure this thing out, even in the midst of, you know, people are not daunted by this. You know,
Yeah.
they're like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like, okay.
be more creative.
Yeah,
And
it just has to be
And all
more
stand a
creative.
little more creativity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And that's what it's going to take. That is exactly what it's going to take. You're going to have to be imaginative. You're going to have to be creative. You know, even if you hold up little signs. Hi, I'm Michelle.
And I would say that I would like enjoy for someone to like write me letters. Like I would enjoy that, but then
Yeah.
I'd have to give them my address.
That's cool. I would like that.
I would like that under only like because back in the day you could just look in the telephone book and look up somebody's address. And I kind of like the anonymity of people not knowing where I live and not
That's
just
true.
through the white pages.
That's true.
Interesting.
Well, maybe you'll go back to email. You know, remember when
No,
email first came out?
Don't email me. Do not email me.
Okay, Marquisha, what the hell do you want? A carrier pigeon? Like, what do you want?
A stone
She wants a carrier
tablet.
pigeon.
A stone tablet, please. I don't want none. I'm good over here. I'm good.
I was like, you don't want the letters, you don't want the.
Look, I don't want to go on a Zoom date. I'm good. I don't want to. I'm over
But
it.
I like the letters because I'm such a big letter writer anyway. So this
Yeah.
like this whole thing, separate and apart from people dying, and it's painful.
Yeah, yeah.
and I
The
can't go to like
realistic
act.
piece in it, yeah.
Yeah, we might be in the
You know,
house
all-
until June.
Yeah, all of that aside, I am
That's a
drawn
lot of time
to
maps.
it is, girl. It is. But it feeds the romantic in me.
Mhm.
Cards
So
and
it's
letters and
yeah.
books and
Yeah.
music and poetry and conversations and dinner over Zoom and you know, I just find all that interesting and I think if you want to get to know somebody and if you truly want to get to know somebody, now this is not a hit it and quit it. If you want to hit it and quit it, this is a terrible time for you.
Listen,
Have some
hit
significant
it
long
and
days.
quit it is over. That's over for this year. You ain't getting hit it and quit it.
Well, you could hit it and quit it. You just can't do missionary and you can't breathe on people. But other than that,
no, you can't hit it and quit it unless you live in that person's house, and then you can't quit it because you live in that person's house.
That's because, to meet somebody new, nope.
Like, even if you do all this cute stuff, you write in letters, you send in drones with cute messages, like you send out a carrier pigeon, whatever it is. You can't meet anybody new and actually like partake of any type of sexual activity with them because you don't know where they live, who they've been in contact with. They might be like a healthcare worker and going to work every day. Be like, I gotta go into my job or whatever. You can't.
Well, you have to do what
phone sex.
you have to do what Mary Jane did. Remember that episode of Being Mary Jane where they fed each other fruit and waited for their HIV results to come back. You just have to take people's temperatures and wait for their test results to come back.
But you would still be taking a risk to take, like, if you met somebody and you wanted, even if you were like, I don't plan to have sex with you, even taking their temperature, that just tells you they're sick right now. They could be incubating. That's not going to tell you nothing about whether they have the coronavirus and whether you going to get it.
Listen, if you got a temperature period, I'm sorry, you can go away.
I know,
I got my mask on.
But again, like, even if you didn't have a temperature because of the insidiousness of this disease, that's not going to help you.
That you can go away. If I just don't want to be bothered unless you can prove to me that you don't.
Depressing now. What is a girl to do?
You are your own.
What's her name? Carrie from Sex and the City. What do we do, Carrie? What do we do?
Carrie's like, hell, I married like Jessica Parker is like, I'm in the house with my husband Matthew Broderick.
Well, no, we're not talking about
my
Jessica
household
Parker.
sexual partner is at my house, and she married big.
Did she marry big? At the end, she
married.
She
did. She married big. So
again, her household sexual partner is taken care of in reality or not reality.
Yeah.
I just really think. Go ahead, Babs.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to wrap that up by saying, you just have to really know your person.
Or
get a real become your person until you get to know them.
Nice job.
Nope.
Look, I'm not advising anybody to take on any new sexual partners in this season.
Nope.
Not unless they live in your house. And if y'all have been living in a sexless arrangement, y'all might want to change that.
So our girl Ife said FaceTime sex. You see, I'd be afraid that somebody would be recording that. And I'm not trying to be anybody's porn star. Been there, done that. So I just feel like been there, done that 100 pounds ago. So I don't
Well, you could send sexy voice messages because those kind of disappear after a certain time. So if you record something, so you could send a little sexy talk and then it's going to delete unless they save it on their phone.
Oh, yeah. I've done that too recently.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Well, one thing we said we are going to do, which is we found a challenge and we suggest y'all do it too.
Yes.
It's the Sexy Selfie Challenge. So what you do is if you're working on, being sexy, finding pleasure in this coronavirus moment and, just keeping it sexy, you can take sexy selfies and save them. If you have an iPhone, you have a private function in your iPhone where you can save your sexy selfies for yourself. You can send someone that you're trying to, hook, I guess. If y'all have that type of arrangement, send consenting sexy selfies. Don't be sending people pictures.
I can't. I'm so over having any kind of digital trail.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how sexy you want your selfies to be.
I don't mind this. I could do it. I mean, God knows I've already did boudoir photos, but no, I'm not.
people, Babs, are going to want to send theirs. Like they're gonna take a really good one and they're gonna want to send it to somebody special. So
because I think revenge sex is very real, and it will play into this whole environment right now. Like I can see that
send pictures of your nether regions. I'm not telling you to do that.
Well, sexy don't necessarily have to mean your nether regions, right?
Or your tatas. I'm not telling you to send people pictures of your titties.
All right.
I'm not telling. I didn't say do any of those things. See,
You
look
just said
where your mind is. Look where your
perceived
mind
as sexy,
is.
right?
Look where your mind is.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. God forgive me in this holiday season.
I didn't tell y'all to do nothing now. I didn't tell you to send pictures of your feet because you know some people like that too. Listen.
Listen, you got people who like all
Listen.
kinds of stuff.
Or there are people who like pictures of your underwear.
Exactly.
I didn't tell you to send any of those things.
I've sent people pictures of my lingerie, the nice stuff laid out prettily, you know, not me in it, but just on the bed because people are turned on by that.
And this is how
that's
you keep
creative.
Coronavirus.
I mean,
That's
listen,
creative.
I'm not in it. It's just the lingerie on the beautifully made bed with some rose petals sprinkled and a piece of chocolate and a little sparkling wine on the nightstand. You take the picture and you, whoop, there it is. You can't get more safer sexually than that.
I think that's a great idea though. Like that's a setting the mood. That's a yeah.
My underwear on my behalf.
Looking forward. Looking forward.
Right. It's like threading the needle. I like that, Babs.
It's a good idea.
Threading the needle.
Yeah.
It's
No harm, no
good
foul.
foreplay.
Qualify as a selfie.
Good foreplay, Mark.
Good foreplay. I like it.
I tell you, this old dog got some tricks.
Babs, giving people some more tips.
Give them what they want. Same for the people in the back.
Listen, I'm like the little stripper, Rose. Who was it, Michelle?
Gypsy Rose.
Yeah, Gypsy Rose Lee. Give a little shoulder.
With the tassels.
Then you take it back. Give a little more shoulder, then you take it back. She ain't never really took her clothes off. She just took gloves off.
The illusion of taking the clothes off, honey. It's the illusion.
Yeah.
People were excited by the gloves coming off. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you some glove action. Give you a little shoulder, take it back. Yeah, so yeah, taking pictures of your beautiful underwear laid out.
But the selfie doesn't necessarily have to be any of that. I mean, you know, it's what you think yourself as sexy, right?
Yes.
Yes, but also what this particular thing, and we found this, we actually found this idea on Facebook or on Instagram rather.
Instagram, yep.
So let me see if I can find it.
Because she was talking about her lipstick and how she loved this particular shade of lipstick that made her feel sexy. And I get that because there are, like, a red lipstick does it for me.
Mm-hmm.
A good red lipstick, I don't care what I have on. I could look like Farmer John, but if I have a red lipstick, it just elevates everything.
Absolutely.
I hope you're not looking like Father John with red lipstick on.
That would be weird.
Somebody
might like it, but it would be really weird.
Well, Farmer, Father, it would all be weird.
But I understand what you mean. But you're right. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. I think the word sexy brings out all of these other things. When, like she said, it's something simple like a lipstick, or it may be some color that you wear, or maybe styling your hair different.
So
what
for
the
sexy selfie challenge, it is called the Oh Sexy Selfie Challenge on hashtag Oh Sexy Selfie Challenge on Instagram. And its creator is an Instagram. She's a photographer and she does boudoir, which you've heard Bab say that she's done before. But she does boudoir photos. So, you know, she's a photographer who can't, ply her trade, right? So she's encouraging people to, find their sensuality, their sexual goddess, if you will, while they're in quarantine. So she actually is giving you pose ideas for every day because you're supposed to do it once a day, take a sexy selfie. And so she gives you pose like ideas to participate in the challenge. You can send your photos to her. And if you consent, she'll show your photos, but if not, just showing that you're participating. But I think it's a great idea. Why somebody
have you done it yet, Markeisha? I haven't done it yet. I gotta go and check, see what it is. Tomorrow I might be able to do it because I don't have anything in my day that would like push me around.
Right. I'll probably work on it this weekend. But I thought that was a really like great idea. It's a very empowering idea. I'm not someone who thinks of myself particularly sexy. I feel like I'm a little too geeky, a little too quirky for that. But I was like, but it's something you can cultivate, and that's what I like about it.
When you had that wig on the other week, that was gorgeous. I thought.
In the squad picture, you ain't no slob either, Markeisha.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm not cute. That's not what I said.
All right, just checking.
Listen, I push these girls up as high as I can.
Sexy, I don't know. Sexy hasn't ever been my shtick, but I'm cute. But I was not cute last episode. I was like, I couldn't wear like my comfy thing and a red lip and call that sexy. I just couldn't. I can't pull it off. I wasn't gonna be able to pull it off. I'm sorry.
Is that your Father John look?
That's my hermit Oscar the Grouch look. It was awful.
But you know what? I don't care what it is. If I wear no makeup, but if I put on a lipstick, that really is it for me. A good lipstick does it for me. Seriously. Yeah. It just elevates my game when I put on a good lipstick. Like I have no makeup on now. I have on a damn lipstick. And a little eyeliner.
Put on lipstick. I need some eyes too. I can't just go.
No, I put a little what do you call it? A little gel eyeliner. I just did that. Only because
if I got on a lip, I'm gonna have the eyebrows are gonna be popping, the eyelashes are gonna be popping. Like I'm gonna have a little extra.
You good? See, I can't ever do any of that.
It's a whole process. It's actually a very meditative
process
for me. Like
it's
meditative.
I don't have that in me. But
it's meditative. So once I start doing it, it's a whole routine. So it's gonna be eyebrows and it's gonna be at least mascara. Like I will do those two before I actually do lipstick. Actually. So.
Well, I'll do my eyes in lipstick. That's always been my standard. I've always done that. When I did have really nice eyebrows, because the one thing I found out about 60 is that they choose to stay or go. Okay? Sometimes they're there and it's lovely. And then the next day I wake up and I say, well, damn.
Michelle's eyebrow said, I'm gonna head out.
I'm abdicating the throne.
60 years, I'm retiring.
Yes,
I'm
abdicating the throne, dear. You figure this out. Okay? Like, so,
a good powder and a lipstick, I'm good. I don't need anything else. A good lipstick, I'm out the door. I feel.
Yeah, but those things make me feel pulled together. They don't make me feel sexy.
No, a good lipstick.
I think it's about color though. I think like Bav says, if you have a really good color that makes you shine, makes your smile stand out, brings you into a place of like, damn, I look good.
Then good lipstick and I like a good
it makes a difference.
I'm gonna have on that good lipstick, I'm probably gonna have on a full face like that. I'm not gonna just wear lipstick. I'm just not going to.
See, I will never do a full face, like unless Winter does it. Me, myself, Babs, I don't have the wherewithal to sort of make that work. I don't have the skill set. I'll look like Sesame Street. So, I mean, maybe not Sesame Street because I could do a little something, but my go-to is a lipstick out the door. That's
and I like a good color. I gotta find, I and Babs, and we've talked about this, all of us, Markeisha says, well, she's probably got everything because she does. She's got like a wall of makeup, whereas my stuff is dwindled. I can't find my good colors. So it's time for me to really go out and spend some money on a good lipstick, a good blush, something that makes me really pop. And I haven't done that in a while. Most of my stuff has been work related, so the colors are muted. My makeup is muted all over. I don't do a whole, my face at work is not the face that Winter puts on. That's for sure.
Well, no face is, even with my own skills. Like, who knows what she's doing?
Yeah.
Listen, if I could have my makeup every day, I would be in makeup every day. If I swear to God, if I could have her, because I don't even listen, she makes me look like a woman I don't even freaking know. I walk out of there and I'm like, what the hell? I love it.
Walking past the mirror like, who is that? Oh, that's
yeah. Yeah.
This woman is stunning.
She makes you stunning.
Oh,
she really does.
God, I'm not kidding you.
Rev is telling us that we should tell people who Winter is. Winter Carson is the madame and purveyor of Madame Blush. She's a local makeup artist and she is fantastic.
Fantastic. And she holds certification in all the fine makeup houses. She can use their product because she's been trained to use their product. Some of the big houses, all that shit that you buy at Blue Mercury, all that fancy stuff. She has certification to use and to sell and to use on people. So that's a real skill set to use all that fancy stuff. Give me some drugstore foundation and a damn good lipstick, and I'm out the door.
And she's at Madame Blush on Instagram, right?
Yes. And a good perfume. I like a good perfume.
Yes, me too, Babs.
I've been wearing a lot of French perfume because French folks know how to make a damn good floral perfume. And I like anything with a rose or a peony note with a little musk and a little bit of a little woodsiness under it. Like I know the notes that I like. And I find it in a lot of French perfumes. They know how to do that long-lasting floral scent that I love, And you spray it and you walk into it and boom. That's how I feel sexy. A good perfume. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like Jo Malone out of London because she has all those notes and it's really about, she's fabulous. And you can combine, some oil with some woodsy something with some peony, and it's just fantastic. I mean, I smell it on myself and I'm like, damn, I want to get to know me. This is fabulous. I want to get to know me. When I walk into a room.
Period. Yes. All right, Lady Loves, I think we wrapped the show.
Somebody was in the chat.
We're going to
is somebody in the chat room?
Kevin just telling us to tell who Winter was.
Okay.
So
whoever's listening to us, thanks for sitting in on our pandemic shenanigans.
let me tell you.
Love is in the air.
We hope you have a good weekend. We hope you are sheltered in place. Well, and
your virtual Easter dinner with your families.
We're able to get a ham. Enjoy.
Well, Witchcall was doing what is the ham place on the Post Road?
The Honey Baked
people.
Yes, you can drive through and pick up your ham.
They probably should have been doing that all along.
They're gonna throw them out the door. You drive by, open your window,
open your trunk, and ride on by.
Catch that ham.
Yes. Oh, you know what? This will be the first Easter I've been to church in a long time. So I'll have to put on the Easter hat Sunday and just take a picture in my house and be like, all right.
Ooh, you should do a sexy selfie in your Easter hat.
Somehow or other, sexy Easter is not working for me. Now, if you ask me to put on a bunny suit.
Oh, Lord. Oh
God.
That's a whole other kind of thing.
Well, Babs, as you say, Black Jesus, but I caught a clip with Medea and somebody last night, and they were saying their last discussion was, was Jesus black? And they said no, because he's on time. He's an on-time God. Black Jesus
So,
ain't gonna be on time.
We are our own enemies. It's nice to see y'all.
You too. Y'all have a happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody. Happy resurrection to you.
Thank you, Kev.
Thank you, Rev Kev, as usual.
Oh my God.
We are hilarious.